You know that time period in your relationship where your ex started to kind of back off and you could feel that they were more distant and more cold? If your ex is a dismissive avoidant, getting in too close actually makes them feel the same level of discomfort. Hey, I'm Coach Benny, and I help people get their exes back. And for 5 years, I was a dating coach where I had to pay attention to how to bring people in closer. Now, if your ex is a dismissive avoidant, in other words, they've probably undergone some neglect, emotional neglect in childhood. Um, they're not too comfortable with big feelings and they have subtle fears of commitment, especially if they avoid conflict. A dismissive avoidant is going to feel uncomfortable with a certain amount of intimacy. So, the same way that you get this weird, uncomfortable feeling when they start pulling away, maybe they take longer to respond, you can just feel less effort from them. And then when you try to communicate with them, they don't really tell you what they're thinking and feeling. That level of discomfort that you have with too much distance, they feel the same thing when you get in their mind too close. Where's that coming from? Well, imagine if you've been neglected as a kid. So, imagine being like a toddler. Let's say you're like 4 and you ask your mom for a glass of water. And your mom is just like watching her show or whatever. And then she says, yeah, I'll get it when my show's over. Maybe the next show starts. And then now all of a sudden, you as a kid, you're like, hey, where's my water? So you go grab a chair, you drag it over to the counter, you climb up, get your water yourself, and you go get your water. Now, rinse, wash, and repeat that same behavior over lots of iterations throughout your childhood. Not only with water, but when you want to talk about something, when you get hurt, when you need any kind of attention or consideration whatsoever, and your feelings are being dismissed, you're told to just suck it up, and that becomes your go-to mechanism for everything. Nobody talks to you about your feelings. Nobody mentors you or guides you with anything. Really, you're just kind of left to your own devices. Now, somebody that's had that kind of normal, that's their reality growing up. Okay, when you get in too close and now you start wanting to know what they're thinking and feeling, and nobody's ever done that before, and they haven't even given it too much consideration because they had to push their own feelings down because that's what their parents told them to do, that feels weird to them. And if you've had emotionally available parents, you know what level of interaction or, past relationships that had, strong connection, you understand the way it should be, and it's going to feel very ungratifying to you the way they keep you at arm's length. But if you've gotten into a relationship with a dismissive avoidant and they've broken up with you either because they got overwhelmed in the relationship or their unconscious fears of commitment have kicked in and they've pushed you away, you need to be able to understand what you're dealing with, if you hope to reattract them and keep them for the long term. Now, if you want help with this process, click into my profile, click this link right here, set up a call with me, and I want to hear your story. I'm going to tell you exactly what to do to get your ex back.